What is going on, guys? This is Tharshey and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be having a look at a tier 1 good commander tier list in Lord of the Rings Rise to War. So hope you guys do enjoy this video, and if you do, please do drop a like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on those post notifications. Anyway, let's get straight into it. So the first thing we're going to have to look at is, well, how exactly am I going to be ranking these commanders? So when I'm ranking these commanders, I'm not going to be looking at rarity, because in my previous tier list, obviously I was ranking all good side commanders, and therefore I was looking at how hard a tier 3 is to get compared to a tier 1, or how hard a tier 2 is to get compared to a tier 1, and therefore ranking them slightly lower by taking that into account as well. In this tier list, all the commanders on it are going to be tier 1 commanders, so that is not going to be a factor. Instead, to rank these commanders, I'm going to be looking at how effective they are in battle, how good their skills are, as well as how well they perform regardless of what gear they have. For example, does a commander perform good only if they have, maybe maxed out purple gear and above, or do they also perform decently well with, just blue gear or with half decent purple gear? So we're also going to be taking that into account when we're ranking these commanders. Anyway, let's get into the actual ranking. So we have 8 tier 1 commanders on the good side, and those are Haldir, Faramir, Dwalin, Eowyn, Boromir, I forget my boy Ari. Yeah, Ari, Aragorn, and we have Merry and Pippin. So we have 8 commanders to choose from, and yeah, we're gonna start off with Haldir, because honestly he's one of my favorite commanders. Though if you've been watching my some of my season update videos and stuff, because I've been documenting all the seasons I've been in, you'll see that I haven't been using him at all, but that's just because I haven't been playing elves. Whenever I play Lothlorien, I use Haldir, because Haldir plus Marsh Wardens and Eagles do absolutely amazing. So Haldir, he's got really good range skills. Like, I've used him quite a lot. He does amazing with ranged units. He also has some synergy with beast units, so just great skills all around. It allows him to do a lot of damage. He has some slight healing, not much, but some slight healing on one of his sub skills, and he's obviously really good. Like, he has a massive damage potential, so he can deal a lot of damage, and he can also do really well on defense because of his skill, which reduces physical damage taken while on the defense. So I'm going to put Haldir on this list in S tier. Or maybe I should give him A tier, because you see, he's very good. He has amazing damage, and he can do really well in defense as well. So I think he does deserve that S tier ranking. Next up we have Faramir. So Faramir, well, obviously he's not the brother that Denethor wanted. Denethor preferred his other son, Boromir, but Faramir, he actually does pretty decent in Lord of the Rings Rise to War. He's not the greatest tier 1 commander, but he's not terrible either, and you can make him pretty decent, especially if you have his unique and stuff. But I'm going to give Faramir, I think I will give him I think he deserves A tier. I don't know, I feel like all these commanders, I'm just going to stick him into A or S tier. We'll leave him A tier for now. We may move him down later. Next up we have Dwalin. Well, Dwalin is going S tier, and he's going to go ahead of my boy Haldir, because Dwalin is an absolutely incredible commander. So obviously he's a tier 1 Dwarven commander, and he has amazing damage output. Like, his damage output is as good as Gimli's pretty much, and he has more survivability against evil because of his tier 5 skill, which gives him fire damage reduction, which is helpful against going against Witch Kings, Alchemists, and all that stuff. So Dwalin, amazing damage potential. He can also be used for healing or for taking out bosses, because he has an entire his bottom R0 plus the sub trees are all heal stuff. So he has amazing healing potential if you want to use him in PvE or against bosses, and he has amazing damage potential fighting other commanders. And if you're fighting against evil, then he has his R5, which helps him to reduce fire damage taken, or you can also just activate that if you want to get that physical damage reduction. So S tier for Dwalin, and he's going to be right at the front. Next we have Eowyn, and anyone who watches my channel knows that I use Eowyn all the time. Like, I've used Eowyn since season 1 until now, and she's never sat on the bench for a single season. So I absolutely love Eowyn. I may be a bit biased in rating her, but I think she's an absolutely great commander. She is a cav commander, obviously, and a lot of people do run anti-cav and stuff, but she still does amazing. Like, she has her bottom R0, which is obviously gives her cavalry units more attack, and that's also modified by a speed stat. Then she has her R5, which is a heal, so every round her units heal, and when that's maxed out, it also gives all her mounted units stun immunity. So A1 skills have built-in stun immunity, they have heal, they have attack, well, more damage for her units, so that alone makes her, really, really good. And then factor in that you can also have further damage reduction, though it is chance based, so it's like a 50% or 40% or 30% chance of reducing physical damage received. Can't remember the exact amount, but you can go with that for her. That is a top R0 path, or you can go with the R3, which is obviously commander damage. But Eowyn, absolutely amazing. Her army has decent survivability because her heal is not a lot, but it's enough to keep her army, going throughout the fight. And she has awesome damage potential as well, and she has built-in stun immunity. So if you give her anti-madness helmet, then she's pretty much immune to all stun and all madness, which already rules out quite a lot of commanders. Gandalf trying to stun her, useless. Grima trying to put madness on her, useless. Give her protection, a focus protection chestplate, and she becomes immune to Saurons, Galadriels, and stuff as well. So Eowyn, I'm going to put in S tier as well, but I'm gonna put her after Dwalin, just because she does not have Dwalin's, possibility. I don't know how to say this. He's she doesn't have his potential. There we go. She doesn't have his potential against evil, because Dwalin can do really well against evil because of his fire reduction, and being a damage commander, that's pretty great. Eowyn doesn't fare as well against evil, though she still does pretty good against most of evil, though I have run into problems fighting Kelduns and Gothmogs and stuff. So yeah, she's kind of a mixed bag when it comes to evil, but against good, I really do like using her. Next up, we have the brother, Boromir, and Boromir I'm going to give A tier. I'm going to put him behind Faramir because, Faramir is a good guy. I feel he should go ahead. It's totally not biased at all. But yeah, Boromir, good commander. He's got good damage potential. He's got some nice skills as well. I don't personally use him much at all, but I've seen some pretty good Boromirs. I've seen some pretty decent Boromirs. He can do pretty well given the right armor and stuff. So I'm gonna put him up there. Next we have Ori. This is, well, he's not going in D. I'm just putting him here for now. I'm gonna move him up. But Ori, he's a bit of a controversial fellow, because I've seen people who absolutely love him, like absolutely love him, and all I use Ori for personally is PvE. I use him against bosses because he's got the heal skills and stuff, so he's pretty good against bosses. I can, send him with an army against a boss, deal a decent amount of damage, and pretty much heal any damage that my army takes, and he can just go and farm bosses like that. Or I use him for Path-In. I don't use him in PvP though. However, I have seen some Oris that are good in PvP, though I have to admit the players went kind of crazy and either maxed out his unique or they just gave him full gold gear. I mean, any commander with full gold gear is going to do good, but I've seen some good Oris. I've seen them do pretty well, but for me, he's more a PvE commander or a Tyler. I don't really think he's that great in PvP, but I have seen him do good in PvP. I'm going to give him a B ranking, and for all you Ori fans out there, please don't hate me for that. Hargon, I will put him after Ori. Hargon is, I honestly don't ever see him being used, but he can do pretty decent because I have fought one or two. Very rare I've actually fought a Hargon because I barely see them actually being used by anyone. But and when I do see them, then they're normally just by a new player that has them terribly skilled with terrible gear. But I have actually fought one or two good ones that have done pretty good. So I'm going to give Hargon B tier because why not? And finally, we have Merry and Pippin. They go to sea. Like, I really don't know what you want me to do. Like, Frodo and Sam, you can, use them for nuking people because of their madness ability, as well as being able to evade damage early. So, you know, if you get lucky, you can set the enemy units to fight their own men, and that will do all that damage, and you can nuke a decent amount of an army. But that's Rhoda and Zam. This is Merry and Pippin. They're useless, man. They're honestly just useless. Like, unless you're running them with Ents or something, and giving them gear that goes for beasts or Ents or whatever, I just don't see Merry and Pippin being used in PvP. Like, I don't even use them for PvE. If I use them, they're just pathing for me. They're tiling or they're acting as a decoy army. So I'm unfortunately gonna have to give them C tier. So this is gonna be my final ranking for all the tier 1 good side commanders in Lord of the Rings Rise to War. In S tier we have Dwalin, they're followed by Eowyn, followed by Haldir. In A tier we have the Brothers Grimm, we have Faramir, followed by his older brother Boromir. In B tier we have Ori, followed by Hargon, and in C tier we have Merry and Pippin. Anyway, I hope you guys do enjoy this video, and if you did, please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on this post notifications. Leave me a comment, guys, if you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys want to see me do some other tier lists, whether it's good side, whether it's evil side, whether it's tier 1, 2, 3, let me know down below in the comment section. Also, if you like the way I present this video, then please do let me know. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.